Welcome to NFT Nation, the most relatable and reliable NFT and crypto podcast in the nation. I'm your host, Michael Wheeler, here with my co-host, Alex Ferguson.
What's up, guys?
And in today's episode, we'll pretty much be covering why the crypto market has seen such a huge decline in the past few weeks, and the big news pretty much that's causing the market to just go down so fast. So, we have a couple topics that we do want to talk about, but before then, we kind of want to explain to everyone what's going on in the market. So, Alex, what's exactly been going on in the market?
Yeah, so pretty much, as many of you probably know, there's just huge drops. Prices are dropping everywhere. Just the whole market's been red recently. And obviously, as you can tell, 2022 has not been real hot for crypto and even the regular stock market. So, and also it could help, or it could get better, or it could get worse. But if the Fed raises interest rates, we could all see a huge drop over the board, like what we're seeing, except obviously worse. And there's been many theories, but no one knows what kind of market. If we're in a bull or a bear market, no one really knows. We don't know if it's going to jump up or real soon, or is it just going to keep going down. So it's kind of just up in the air at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a perfect summary of what's really been going on with the market, but especially with those, we'll be talking about the Fed raising interest rates later in the episode. It's pretty kind of like a huge part of the whole economy, not just the crypto market, but yeah, it's just one of the many important things that could be driving the market down. But right now, Alex and I, we have three huge theories for why we believe the market is dropping. And our first one is pretty much Russia kind of followed in China's footsteps by banning crypto. And another theory that seems to have gained traction is a recent report from the Central Bank of Russia demanding a small ban on crypto mining and trading. So technically, Russians still hold Bitcoin, which is weird. Why would they ban mining and trading? But technically, you could still own it, which is weird. Something just to keep your eye on. But in a Cointelegraph report, the Russian central bank compared Bitcoin to a pyramid scheme and demanded an immediate ban on its use domestically. The central bank also warned crypto could pose a risk to financial sovereignty of the nation. So pretty much everyone kind of understands what the government of Russia is like, and when something independent and free as Bitcoin is comes into the market and comes into their society, they don't like that because they have no control.
Yeah, and I feel like they don't understand it either.
Yeah, so exactly.
If they don't understand it, they don't know if it's good or bad, if it's going to cause a good or bad influence, so they're just going to cut it out entirely.
Yeah, I mean that's a perfect way to put it. If there's something new and they can't control it, they instantly hate it. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see because Russia's became the third largest Bitcoin mining hub, and many believe that the central bank's demanded for a blanket ban has triggered May 2021 FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the crypto market. So FUD's a big part of the crypto market tanking. A lot of people say that certain things are FUD, like government policies FUD, but that's something that's real. But with FUD, you kind of have to watch out because a lot of stuff can be this. It isn't exactly a ban on crypto. Russians can still own Bitcoin, so in other crypto, so you kind of have to watch out and make sure, is this real or is this just a huge report that is FUD that can really move markets, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for our second kind of idea, it's just the crypto correlation with the stock market. So my kind of big idea is that obviously crypto follows the regular stock market, and since we're seeing a lot of kind of turmoil over in Europe with Russia on them, I feel like that's causing stocks to go down, and then with that going down, it's just dragging crypto along with it.
I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense. There's so much money tied in both markets. I mean, It just makes so much sense like that. And just like when you see the stock market take a huge dip, it's almost inevitable that every other market falls. I mean,
Yeah.
whether like it's kind of hard to say, but maybe it's like say like the crypto market wasn't the crypto market, like it was a different market, like say gold or something. Like it's everything's kind of correlated to the stock market. I mean, when times are good, everything is sorry, I guess something's stuck in my throat. Uh, um, excuse me. But when like times are good, everything's doing well, all the markets are up, everyone's having fun, everyone's spending money. But in times like this, when the stock market takes a huge dip, you kind of have to realize that like Bitcoin, there could be like the US could make Bitcoin a central currency, but the stock market drops and then Bitcoin's going to drop with it. It's just kind of how it happens.
Yep. There's always that connection.
Yeah, exactly. And just kind of to tie into like how I mentioned like a theoretical government, the Federal Reserve has talked about raising interest rates, and the Consumer Inflation Index, which is pretty much like how much the price of everyday goods has increased every year. Like it's kind of like a whole authority. That's who, kind of like a whole government like branch that like takes control of how much things cost in like the U.S. But the consumer inflation in the United States has hit record highs. I think inflation was almost 7% this year, which is, I think, the highest we've seen in almost 40 years. If I am correct, I would not say I'm 100% certain on that, but those are some of the numbers I have seen. And there's an upcoming Federal Reserve meeting set for January 25th, which is actually really close to the date this episode's being recorded. And the Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates for a third time this year, with hikes going from 0.25% to as high as 1% by the end of the year. And that seems very small. And like when you zoom out and you're like, that's not even like a 1% increase. Like, why is there such a big deal? And you have to realize, for the past few years, there's almost been 0% interest rates. So people were able to borrow money for almost like, people were able to borrow money for like the same amount of money to pay it back, if that makes sense. Like there's no interest, so everyone's borrowing money, putting it into the market, making money. Everyone's having a great time with that. But when interest rates rise, less people borrow, and when less people borrow, less people are making money because there's less money that people are spending, if that makes sense. So it kind of just shuts off the tap, or kind of closes the tap a little bit smaller of all the money that's going into the system. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin goes down even farther. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock market goes down even farther. It's just kind of how things are going to be with this news. Yeah. So Alex, do you want to get us started on how our current views of the market are right now?
Yeah, so for my personal views, I mean, obviously we're low right now. I feel like we'll see it get lower. I mean, I feel like that's just gonna happen. It's gonna keep going down until we hit that point, or that turning point where something big happens and then we shoot up real quick. And so this is kind of a good time if you're financially like there to buy. I mean,
exactly.
Wait a little bit, read the dips, do the research, look at what it's done in the past, and kind of correlate what's going on right now, and buy the dips that if you can find them and time it up perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. Just to like cut into your buying the dip spiel. Like if you're investing, like say you bought Bitcoin at $50,000, like if you still believe in Bitcoin, you want to buy it now. Like if you believe in Bitcoin, you want to buy it at any price. So it's just like a good time to, a lot of people say right now it's a good accumulation phase because prices are low. So just keep an eye on that. I mean, I'm looking to buy Bitcoin and other cryptos. Obviously, this podcast is not financial advice. We're here just to spread information. But if you're just like Alex said, if you're financially able, just go ahead and make the right decisions.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed, I looked into my Solana wallet and I definitely noticed that was in a dip.
Yeah, I can tell too. But you kind of just have to take everything with a grain of salt. That's why like even though we're not like a financial like podcast, you can't invest what you're not willing to learn or lose. Sorry, you can't invest what you're not willing to lose, because if you're putting money in the crypto market that you eat with and you lose it, like that's just like a horrible thing to do.
That's just a bad idea.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, and also try not to sell. Going back to like what you can financially do, try just hold on to it. Just don't, because I mean it's low. You're not going to make any money back in the first place. So why sell low when you can obviously know that it's going to shoot back up, and just hold it.
Yeah, exactly. If you bought Bitcoin and other cryptos for the right reasons, you should not want to sell right now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what are your kind of views on it, Wheeler?
So, like to start off with my like kind of point of view of this market, I believe that we're in between both a bull and a bear market. I don't think the bear market has fully started. I don't exactly believe the bull market is over. It's really hard for me to tell right now, because we've seen huge prices go up and then we've seen dramatic lows. But some of me thinks it's just the volatility of the current crypto market. But honestly, with the low lows we've seen, like in the like kind of the current the current crypto market right now, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few months we do enter a bear market. But I also wouldn't be surprised if prices kind of stabilize where they are right now for a few months, if not a year. Because we saw huge gains in the crypto market. I wouldn't be surprised if the market cools off for a while. Like a lot of companies get into it because it becomes stable for a while. And like to just kind of like to add on to companies getting into it, there's a lot of new developments going on with crypto, and prices are falling. So it kind of just goes to show, like, even though companies don't exactly care about price, like companies care about the technology. And that's another reason why I'm invested into the crypto market, because not only like who doesn't want to make money with crypto? Like that's what everyone wants to do. But like when you're investing in the crypto, you're not just investing into the coin, you're investing into the network. Like if you believe people will, like companies and organizations, like if you believe in the idea of decentralization, and you believe in the idea of like companies and organizations using the Ethereum blockchain to just compute transactions and like keep everything stable, like you want to invest in crypto. So I just think that's another reason why I'm not too scared about the crypto market, even though like I've lost money from it going down, but that's not like a huge deal to me. But this is obviously a good time to gather a good price point for the future. Like if you saw in the 2017 bull market, we saw huge prices and then it completely tanked, kind of similar to how it is today. And a lot of people that if you bought after the 2017 bull market, like you bought after it tanked, you would obviously have a great price point to where crypto is right now. Just kind of any cryptocurrency that we've seen. And also like this current market, I would expect us to be like at these price points for a couple months. But this market kind of weeds out all the FOMO investors. Like I could tell, I know some people that bought Bitcoin only because they saw a bunch of things on Twitter and they're like, oh my God, so many people are making so much money. I need to buy. I want to make money as quick as possible. And like when you see prices drop like this kind of weeds out all the, I don't really want to say fake crypto investors, but
the
maybe
followers.
Like
the clout chasers, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like paper hands. Like I guess you could say people holding like their diamond hands because they don't sell, but kind of weeds out the paper hands, if anyone in the audience understands those terms. But the true believers in the technology will stay in the market. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And I just is obviously not financial advice again. I don't want anyone to buy something just because I think a certain way. But I'm gonna be looking to buy on the way down. I believe Bitcoin at 30K is awesome. I believe Bitcoin at 40K is awesome. I think it's just
it hit 35 a little bit ago, didn't it?
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market falls more, as with the stock market. So just kind of keep doing your day job and save a little bit on the side.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Alex, do you have a few questions we could like kind of debate a little bit about the current crypto market?
Yeah, so what coin do you think is gonna like tank the most?
Oh, that's actually a really good question because you obviously kind of have to weed out whether you believe the hype coins or not will
Yeah,
stay.
so
Like,
we can keep like altcoins out of this, like Dogecoin, we can keep those out there, but like the big ones, which one do you
okay, so
think?
like we're talking about like top 10 maybe, so like no sheep or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
none of that.
So I would say top 10. The coin that might fall the most is. Ooh, that's a really good question. Honestly, like percentage wise, not like value, but like percentage wise, I mean, if you compare it to like November, where like the November highs, I think Bitcoin might fall the most,
Yeah,
honestly, because so many people got in. And I think so many people are getting out, and there's just so much volatility with it now. I think there's going to come to a point where other cryptos will have the chance to compete with the
yeah,
market cap of Bitcoin. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin is the. Actually, I'm gonna pull up the like the Bitcoin market cap just to see what all is like kind of in the race for it. We obviously know Ethereum's right there, but let's see. I mean, I wouldn't be like. I mean, somehow Dogecoin's still in the top 10. So like, obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin falls out of the top 10 by the end of this, like in the next few months. Like, I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. But
yeah,
like a lot of the cryptos in the top 10 like have a lot of utility. So I'm really not expecting them to have great fallouts. It's just kind of the ones that don't have certain footing, like these altcoins, will see huge drops. Is
yeah,
my
those
opinion.
will obviously fall.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like if they're not in the top 10, maybe 15 already, it's going to be really hard for them to continue
Yeah,
to compete.
I agree with that.
So, just to stay on the track of Bitcoin, Alex, do you think we will see a $30,000 Bitcoin or a $40,000 Bitcoin first in the next, let's say month? Do you think
Mm,
what's more likely?
I think 40 is definitely more likely. 40 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel,
Yeah.
but give it like 5, I think we could get down to like the 33, 32 mark.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will ever, well, it could, but like, I don't think it'll hit 30 relatively soon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of support under $35,000. So,
Yeah, I feel like
I like
we're
I
at the
I was
point.
on the $30,000 train, but the more I think about it, I think it's just going to be really hard for the price to get down to 30. I think everyone's going to start. I think there's a huge resistance point there, and I can't really see it dropping that much. But obviously, anything's possible.
Yeah, I definitely think that 40 is a lot more likely than 30.
Hmm.
So, what kind of coins were you looking at buying? I know you mentioned that you were looking at a couple. Which ones in
Hmm.
particular?
So pretty much, I'm kind of looking to, if I do purchase any in the current state, I'm kind of just looking to add to all the coins I currently hold. I'm not
Mm,
looking to add anything new right now, but obviously, big proponent of Ethereum. I'm looking to buy more Ether. Also Cardano, very bullish on Cardano, as well as Solana. I think it's very important to stake your crypto while, like, if we go into a bear market, just so you can have some type of income, I guess. I wouldn't really call it that because a lot of people that stake don't exactly take out their coins and sell, but it is important to have some type of return. And also, I'm really bullish on this XRP lawsuit. If the lawsuit goes well and XRP wins, I'm obviously going to be looking to add more to my portfolio. And
yeah.
I'm kind of just going to flip the coin right back to you. Like, what are you looking to buy?
So currently Ethereum, I mean, it's getting real low.
Hmm.
It's like real low. So I mean, I feel like this is like perfect time. And then also whenever Ethereum 2.0 comes out, like I'm really looking forward to
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, I would not be surprised when Ethereum 2.0 comes out. Whenever it does, like no matter the market we in, it's gonna go up.
Oh
I would
yeah,
not be surprised.
I'm gonna try and get on that as fast as I can because I know it's just
Hmm.
gonna shoot up.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any other questions for me?
Nope, I'm pretty good. What about you?
I'm gonna end kind of just we kind of already mentioned this probably once this episode, but do you think we will see any new all-time highs this year? It's gonna be really hard to beat the all-time highs from last year.
Yeah. Maybe in like Solana or something.
Yeah, I could see a smaller coin. I
Because
wouldn't
I
be
feel like,
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see all-time highs for neither Bitcoin nor Ethereum. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, I don't think they'll get an all-time high. But I feel like if Ethereum, if the 2.0 comes out and it's not as good as what people have been saying, if Solana's going to shoot up and Ethereum's going to drop. And I feel like around that time is where Solana's going to get may see its high.
I would not be surprised as well. I think especially when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, I'm still bullish on like the quote unquote Ethereum killers, but I would not be surprised when Ethereum 2.0 is like officially released that they see a big drop in price because so many people are invested in them because Ethereum has so many problems, if that makes sense. Yeah. So obviously, I think that's kind of all we have for this short episode today. Hopefully, we informed everyone on the current state of the crypto market. Hopefully, you all learned something today. That's kind of like our whole goal. We're not really here to give any financial suggestions. We're kind of just here to inform all of our listeners.
Ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of share our opinions and what like the average person thinks of the crypto market, because there's so many big corporations that talk about crypto and they just seem so biased that we kind of want to give a realistic opinion on everything. So yeah, hopefully you all hopefully all the listeners at home enjoyed the podcast today.
Yeah, for sure. And also we have a big episode coming up as well.
Yeah, we're not gonna release anything right now because we don't want to expose anything in case it doesn't go through. But yeah, make sure to stay updated. If you want updates on what we're working on, look at our go follow our Instagram at NFT_NATION_podcast. We will be sure to post updates and everything coming out there. But yeah, if you just kind of like to end it off here, if you want to give us 5 stars on Spotify, we would greatly appreciate that, especially being little guys in the podcasting space. Obviously, like we said, follow us on Instagram. And if you all are feeling really inclined, like you really loved this episode today, you can go to our Anchor.fm platform and you can actually donate to us. It's very similar to Patreon. Obviously, none of our viewers have to, but yeah, it's just something anyone can do to support us.
Yeah, all helps.
Yeah. So hopefully you all learned something today. Probably the 5th time I've said that in the last minute, but have a good one.
See you guys.